What's up guys, it's RJ and today we are back. It is hoodie season. Winter is fastly approaching and I'm excited. We finally got the, what do you call it? The retro or the re-release or the, whatever you want to call it, of the first ever Ultra Boost wool pack from Adidas that originally dropped way back in 2015. And I'm very excited. There are two pairs that recently dropped that I've always been very fond of, and that is the burgundies and the olives. I've always had a pair of olives from the original drop way back when, but I never got the burgundies. Right now, those are on my feet because it's cold and I'm trying to keep them, comfy and warm for this video. We're gonna take a look at the olives first in this video just because I have the originals. I can compare and contrast, and there's been a few things that I kind of want to go over as far as the pairs that were released and early pairs, late pairs, second runs, stuff like that. So without further ado, let's dive in, take a look at everything, sizing, comfort, price, all that good stuff. So let's dive in. All right, so obviously this is the new pair right here. You've got the latest iteration of the Ultra Boost box in the split top opening form. You got your size tag right there. Obviously I'm a 10.5, a true 10.5, I guess you would say. I typically go 10.5. That's just the way that I do things. And we'll get into that a bit later. So that's your box, everything. Not gonna look like the OG box right here. Purple, yellow, white, all that stuff. I miss this box. It's one of those, you never know what you got till it's gone situation. So now that it's gone and we've got this box, it's kind of like, damn. Anyway, let's open them up and take a quick look. All right, so believe it or not, this is my first time taking a look at them. Like I said, the Bergs are on my feet. I've had the olives forever. They didn't super excite me, I guess, so I didn't feel the urge to pull them out of the box super quick. I've had them since yesterday. Now, at first glance, they look identical, just because I haven't pulled the originals out yet, and I will, and I'll put them side by side. But at first glance, without looking at the bottoms and seeing that continental outsole, these look very true to the originals, and that's awesome. You've got the orange lace tips, you got the orange insoles, the orange hits on the tongue tags. That's super dope, and I like that. So as far as aesthetics, they look very good and very close to the originals. Now, let's pull the originals out, we'll compare and contrast, and then we'll get into everything else that you guys are wondering about. All right, so you've got two left shoes right here, as you can see. And the way we're gonna differentiate these is obviously the new ones still have the tag on, the old ones do not have a tag at all. And then when we get down to the bottom, you'll see the differences there. You can see that the originals are slightly darker in color and shade. You've got a little bit brighter, more vibrant tones, I guess, on the retro or the re-release. As far as oranges go, they're looking fairly identical. You got a little bit more shine on here, and that could just be because these have been worn, they've been through the weather, all that kind of stuff. And I've put a little mileage on them, if you will. Maybe a little bit more hit of 3M throughout this one as far as reflective goes on the tongue tag, that is. Nonetheless, fairly similar, just a lot lighter tones on the new ones, and that's kind of a bummer. I was hoping for a very similar, almost indistinguishable re-release, but as far as retros go, and across all brands, whether it's Nike, Adidas, Reebok, whoever it may be that's doing it, there's always differentiations. And the collector in me does appreciate that, just because, if I've got a pair of sneakers that I've had and taken care of for, the better part of a decade, I don't like someone to be able to go to the store and just pick up that same pair and be able to stunt or do their thing or whatever they want to do, show them off and act like they've been in the game that long, you know what I mean? And that's just a selfish thing that I think a lot of us as collectors and sneakerheads and whatever may have you, have that feeling deep down, and then there's the part of me that doesn't give a damn because I want a second pair and I want to be able to rock them and trash them and wear them day to day, and that's what we got out of these. So I'm stoked, man. They're sitting on Adidas right now. Go right now, buy a pair of these. It is easily, without a doubt, top 5 Ultra Boost ever released as far as general release colorways. I don't think they're gonna skyrocket again, but throw them on, beat them to death. They're comfy, they're warm, they're wool, all that stuff. So it's a dope pair of sneakers. I'm very hyped on them, obviously. Put the first one aside and take a look at this guy right here. So you've got, obviously, olive and green tones, undertones all throughout the sneaker. Full prime knit upper. You got a little mesh on the back panel right here, as per all 1.0 Ultra Boosts. You've got your olive laces to match the rest of the green hues all throughout. The cage almost looks identical. Hopefully the camera kind of picks that up, but obviously on my left you've got the new one, and on the right you've got the OG. And as far as the cage goes, if anything, the cage is slightly lighter on the new pair. And I do know, shout out to Kano. I will link him down in the description if I don't forget. I'm sorry if I do. Check him out on Twitter though, designer for Adidas, and kind of gives us a little bit of a lowdown on everything that's going on the back end, behind the scenes. And essentially what I gather happened on the Olives is, might have been both pairs actually, Olives and Bergs. What I found out happened on these is essentially there was a run back in, I want to say June, that, you know, they got manufactured, all that, and they came out, and then there was a second run in July. And there are distinguishable differences in the two as far as colors go. There was patterns and or materials that were used in the first run of the reruns that weren't supposed to be used or were accidentally used, I guess. And then the ones that were supposed to be used came out. Now, as far as what I also gathered is the original wools from 2015 are no longer available. They're merino wools, I believe, I think all the pairs. There's several wool pairs, I think 4, 5 if I'm forgetting one, but you've got the olives, the bergs, the ash purples, the wool grays, and man, I wanna say there's one more, and if I'm forgetting, I apologize. But nonetheless, the original merino wools were not available and or are not in production anymore, which is what really caused the difference in them. Now, if I'm mistaken, if you see this, Kano, if anybody sees this, you know, correct me. I'm always willing to take a little bit of criticism, as long as you're not bashing me, you know. Now go ahead, bash me, do your thing. Nonetheless, as far as differentiation goes, to the naked eye, not a whole lot. You know, even down to the Ultra Boost branding on the heel cup, you've got the black Ultra with the chrome boost. So that's super OG. Like I said, mesh around the back panel, full matte black heel cup. Also looks identical to the original. Everything looks good, man. And then you come down to the midsole. Obviously, you've got your Ultra Boost cushioning midsole, a ton of cushion, super comfy. If you don't, at this point, if you don't own an Ultra Boost, I don't know what you're doing. We're going on 6 years with this model, and in my opinion, the most comfortable sneaker, the most wearable sneaker ever produced. It goes with anything, man. No matter what you're wearing, shorts, pants, joggers, sweats, sweat shorts, underwear, whatever you're wearing, man, it goes with them. It looks good. They look good on feet. They're not too bulky, and the 1.0 is the best iteration of all of them. So getting these widely available, it's a treat, man, if you're into sneakers. So go buy a pair right now. I can't say that enough. Now, the biggest difference that we're going to encounter on these sneakers is going to be on the underside of the shoe, where you've got your original stretch web rubber outsole on the OG pair. And then coming over to the new pair, you do have that Continental branded outsole. Same sort of, you know, pattern, stretch web, all that kind of thing, but it is branded Continental. Continental obviously famous for their tires and other rubber materials. So when they, you know, partnered with Adidas back in the day, it's been years now for that. That was, you know, something that a lot of rubber companies did. Michelin, I know, did it with like Quicksilver or something along those lines, something weird, maybe DC. But, you know, a few other companies have done that, and it's proven successful because it's, you know, it's a tried and true brand. They make rubber, it's what they do for a living, so hell, why not throw them on the bottom of a shoe and kind of feel like you're getting the same quality that you would, you know, on your tires and whatnot. So that being said, that's the biggest difference outside of the color. Outside of that, we've got comfort, guys. Comfort, it's a 10 out of 10 at this point. I can't beat around the bush anymore. This is the most comfortable silhouette ever made, all around, top to bottom, as far as wearability goes and longevity, sustainability, that kind of thing. This thing will feel good for months. You can wear this same sneaker for 6 months, start losing a little bit of comfort and stuff down the line when the outsole gets worn and all that stuff, but it is a very comfortable shoe. It's a 10 out of 10 in my book. And then moving on from there, as far as price point goes, this is the same price as the original Ultra Boost that dropped back in 2015. $180 was the retail back then. $180 is the retail today, which is dope, man. After, you know, inflation in all sorts of different markets, whether it be, you know, the real estate market or the stock market or just the financial sector in general, with all those increases that have gone down in the last 5 to 6 years, 180 bucks. You know, you can't really hate on it at this point. It's what we're paying for shoes. It's what we're, you know, it's what's been proven that we're willing to pay. So at 180 bucks, you can't go wrong with an Ultra Boost. Not a whole lot to say outside of that. And then as far as sizing, these feel identical to the originals. There is no difference, in my opinion, from the original Ultra Boost to these. They feel great. You know, I slipped them on, you know, I'm basing it off the burgundies. So as far as that goes, they feel exactly the same. They feel great. You know, I got nothing else to say on that. Some people feel like because the shoe's a bit more narrow that they do have to size up, especially as 1.0s. In my opinion, I want that comfy, snug fit. You know, it's not gonna hurt your feet, anything like that. It's just what I go with. So if you've got a very wide foot, size up. You can't go wrong. It's got a, you know, a booty. It's gonna stay on no matter how loose or tight your laces are. So as far as sizing goes, I go true to size. If you got thick feet, whatever the case may be, half size up, don't go down. Down's gonna be way too snug. Outside of that, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I think everybody just kind of wanted to compare and contrast as far as the two goes. There they are. It kind of bums me out. I don't have the original burgundies, so I won't be able to do that as far as those go. I'll just do a quick review of them and then throw them on feet. And I'll do the same with these. I will throw these on feet. I think what I'll probably do is throw the left on foot of the new ones, and then I'll throw the right on foot of the originals. So when we get to the end of the video, keep that in mind. The left foot will be the new one, and the right foot will be the OGs, and you guys can, you know, compare and contrast right there and get a better idea of what you're looking at. But I wouldn't be afraid if you're kind of holding back because what you've seen online and pictures and stuff like that. The shoe's beautiful, man. It is wool. You can see, you know, that these will get a little fuzzy and whatnot with wear, and that was the original, you know, appeal of them back in the day, is that they were made of wool rather than just your full prime knit. And I think I said prime knit in the original. It is still a knit upper. You know, there's just wools woven in, and I'm not sure if we're dealing with merino wools or not. Hopefully someone can clarify that, but warm, snug, wintertime, hoodie season, all that stuff falls into play with these, and I love them, man. I'm super, super stoked that Adidas did this. It's about time. You know, the collector in me is slightly bummed, but that's all, you know, overshadowed with the excitement and appeal, you know, and just love for the sneaker nonetheless. So at this point, I'm just rambling on. Guys, I will throw these on feet, give you guys a better look at them. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever it may be, leave them down in the comment section. And yeah, I'll get these on feet, and that's gonna do it. Following up with this will be the burgundy video, probably in 2 days. So if you're waiting on those, that'll come out. I'll probably be wearing the same damn thing because I'm gonna record that right after this. So nonetheless, that's the Olives Adidas Ultra Boost. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Helps the traction of the video and all of that. And if that's it, guys, I appreciate you. I am RJ. Until next time, peace.